If Bane was actually a 16-year-old. Whatever, I do what I want.
Becky,
whatever, I'm gonna break your back.
Watch. It's so big. She's like one of those rap guys' girlfriends.
People of Hot Topic, the Nightmare Before Christmas shirts are yours.
Oh, he just called me an idiot.
How do you sleep at night buying Avatar items?
Well, I bought that one because it's a promotional item for our company. I considered it an investment.
How dare you support our company?
They wouldn't give you one for free?
You salary man.
They probably would have, but why?
You scab.
How much do they cost?
$1.
I honestly don't know if we could get them for free, because this is a third-party company we're working through.
You know what? If they offered me one for free, I would say shove it up your ass, because I'm a working-class hero. I am the 99%, all of it. Shut up, Conrad. I know you're going to say I'm big enough to be 99%.
Whoa.
Edged you off the pass.
I was going to let that one slide. I didn't, I like to hold out and wait to use, like, I allow myself one Jim is fat joke per sort of encounter that we have. I didn't want to waste it on that so early. We could have a really good opportunity later on.
We could. I'm going to... Fuck. You see, now I feel haunted. Now I feel like I'm in the jungle and I've got predator triangles on me. Okay, hello, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, hello. Welcome to Podtoid, for what it's worth. I'm your host, Jim Sterling. Sponsored by... No, we're not doing that this week. This week we're sponsored by Avatars. That's our new thing, Destructoid Avatars, which... Mr. Destructoid, there are Destructoid items on the Avatar marketplace, which I'm not allowed to talk about because of the amount of times I've made fun of avatars, which I still stand by. I think they're stupid. But if you don't, feel free to buy one. I don't care. I'm joined by Conrad Zimmerman.
I think they're stupid too, but I have one, so... There it is.
Might as well dress it up, yeah.
Might as well represent. Well, no, I'm actually just tweeting now. It's really funny that for like for like a decade, I had to work for companies that forced me to wear their logo on my clothes. This is the first company I've ever worked for where I wanted to wear the logo on my clothes, and they don't make me do it.
Yeah, that's nice. That's a good sign.
It's good. Yeah, it's a good company we work for.
It is. Anyway, hello.
Hello. Also, who works at the company, which is called Destructoid, if you didn't know, is Hans Raziz.
Hey, I do want to add, too, that the Avatar gear is 80 to 160 MS points. Part of the profits actually goes to helping us. And so you PlayStation fanboys aren't left out. We also have shirts for PlayStation Home, and those are free.
Whoa, that's amazing. Really?
Yeah, those are free, and then you can find out how to get those on Destructoid.com.
We're a part of PlayStation Home in a way.
Yeah,
now?
we've been a part of it for I don't know, a few months, several months.
Wow, I had no idea. I feel like we just ended up in a trauma movie or something. We were
like
part
getting
of the
a
worst
guest
thing ever.
part. I know, it's like getting starring role in a circus populated by three-legged dogs.
And the coolest thing also with that is that Sony approached us about it. Like they really wanted us to be a part of PlayStation Home.
Oh,
so,
really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Considering how nice we've been about PlayStation Home, that seems really odd.
But we do like Sony games a lot, and when they're good anyway. I mean, we like Sony as a developer and a company.
There's some respect. There's some respect for what Sony does. There's a lot to respect in one. Not all of it.
No, of course not, but a lot of it.
A lot of it isn't worth respecting, but some of it is. A lot of it is.
And for the record, too, I'm not a fan of Avatar or virtual clothing in general that you have to buy money or use money to buy because it's a silly concept. But like I was saying earlier to Jim and everyone, there are people who like to do that. And that's fine.
Who am I to judge? Who am I to judge?
Yeah. And we want to support those people because it supports us.
Right, we want them to support us. We want those people to support us.
Yeah, and we want to support them too with our clothes.
Yeah, wear our clothes.
That's our way of supporting it.
If you want to come to my house and just wear my clothes, you can. Or as Conrad would say, live in my clothes because fat.
We monetize. We can monetize Jim's closet.
We can monetize my closet. Yeah. Some sort of gay joke. I can't even be bothered to make one. So just let's have it on record for reference to my closet. There is a gay joke there somewhere. You can make it up yourself. This week is a choose your own adventure Podtoid. It is like fighting fantasy, like those books. So get your dice, and if you want to go down the scary cave, turn to 1 minute 56, and then there will be two other options. There won't. That will literally be too much work. We will never do that. As exciting as that idea is, I'm very excited thinking about it, but it's literally too much work. But there's one other little brown man who we haven't introduced.
Oh.
He is my favourite man. Mr. Holmes!
Oh, me!
Mr.
Hi.
Holmes! Your
How are you?
punishment must be more severe.
I've been...
I'm your anal reckoning.
I was... let's try to get it down right. That's pretty good, but it sounds...
I wondered what would break first. Your
getting
spirit or your anus. I'm doing an anus-themed Bane. Banus. As it were. Except instead of wanting to break the bat, he wants to just fuck you in the arse, Jonathan Holmes. What do you think of that? There's a change of pace. Let's inject some brand new material to Podtoid for once.
Well, that's a good link to Dark Knight Returns. There was a weird intimacy. Doesn't he, he takes Bruce Wayne to... Oh, there's spoilers. Crap. I probably shouldn't do it yet. But there was definitely some weird eye contact and some, they now give you permission to die.
Well,
It's really funny.
Though he's got that mask on his face the entire time, and you don't realize how much emotive effect comes from just the mouth. I mean, you can do so much with your mouth, and so to be limited to only doing things with your eyes, I was actually pretty impressed with him.
Yeah.
How does he
did an
eat?
awesome job. He probably sticks it in his cheek. Maybe he's got a stoma. He might have a stoma.
I was thinking that the whole time because they were saying that the mask holds back the pain. So
maybe it also pumps in the food.
I guess unless he does it like Cartman in South Park and he shoves the food up out of his mouth.
Maybe he's get this food up my ass. Bane is hungry.
I really enjoyed the movie. In fact, I watched it twice over the weekend. That's the first time I've ever done that.
Oh.
Wow, man.
I just realized I could have probably could have said something a lot funnier than "get this food up my ass," but I'm not firing on all cylinders. So again, assume I said something funnier than that to portray Bane getting something shoved up his shunter. Just imagine that shove.
The voice is fun. Yeah.
It's fun to do. To do. Yeah, shove some Neapolitan ice cream up my shunter.
I like it when he goes up and then down. What does he say about the little boys? A beautiful singing voice.
What a lovely singing voice.
What a lovely singing voice.
Yeah, that part's great. I would like that movie if they cut out everything but Bane and a little bit of Catwoman. Because a lot of it, I just didn't want to watch what was happening on screen.
The movie was ruined for me because before I went, someone just tweeted at me Deckard Bane. Because Bane sounds exactly like Deckard Cain from Diablo. So I spent me and Alex were watching it, laughing every time he spoke. And I thought Tom Hardy did a brilliant job.
He did.
But I couldn't stop laughing because I kept expecting him to go, "Stay a while," and Batman. And the whole performance was shot from the get-go.
I heard that comparison made, but I heard it made after I had seen the movie. I kind of see where they're coming from, but I didn't get that really that much. I thought Kane has sort of a deeper, more resonant voice. But
he was kind of all over the place, Bane. Sometimes he was deep, and then he would go high, and then
yes.
Yeah, his speech was really good. His dialogue was very well written, very well performed. Yeah, I have a lot of positive things to say about The Dark Knight Rises, but I really don't want to watch it ever again. It was a little painful to sit through a lot of that stuff, man. Yikes. Anyway,
was it the lack of Batman? Because I think that's something that's safe to discuss. There's not a whole lot of Batman in this.
Yeah, he's not in it for. I actually checked my watch, and it was an hour. It was a little over an hour when he came in. There was a lot of things. I could write a really long list of all the things that made me want to stop watching the movie while it was going on. And then something cool happened. They like would, drip feed you something good. There'd be like, Catwoman does something pretty cool for like 5 minutes, and then it's cops walking around, Matthew Modine being like, I don't know if we should even be looking for this guy. I'm like, why am I watching Matthew Modine in my Batman movie? And then just random businessmen talking about, It's, a lot of people complain about the Phantom Menace and say, it's just talking about trade disputes and why is Jar Jar Binks in this? That's how I felt about Dark Knight Rises. There's great parts, but most of it I just didn't want to watch.
But I do think it would have been better if Jar Jar Binks was in Dark Knight Rises.
It might have been for...
To be fair. You some people gonna die.
I'm picturing him with the floppy ears and stuff like that, yeah. But it's the opposite of Phantom Menace in that Phantom Menace has some of the most wooden acting and just, like, boring to watch people in it. And every actor in Dark Knight Rises is really good, and their dialogue is really charming. They're just a likable bunch. So it's got that going for it. It's definitely nice on the surface, I'd say.
I was pretty okay with... I was interested in the film because I thought that it was really about the effect of the myth, the effect of Batman on Gotham, and the ripple effect of his, sort of coming into existence, and then, the Joker escalation and what that meant. And so I thought it sort of rounded off the series well. It wasn't exciting. I wasn't having fun watching it, necessarily. I appreciated and enjoyed what they were doing, and I thought that the thing I appreciate most about walking out of a movie that's based on comic book properties is that I wasn't pissed off about anything. Like, there was nothing they did, and that's my barometer. That's how I know a comic book film is a success. If I walk out of it and I'm not just genuinely angry about a stupid thing they decided to do. And there was nothing in Dark Knight Rises that made me angry. There were things about it that, it wasn't very exciting, but it was a conclusion and an appropriate one, and it was fine.
Yeah, I wasn't angry walking out of it. I was a little confused. Yeah, I'm still a little confused about it. It's an interesting movie. Jim was talking about it on Twitter and said something that I thought was perfect, which is, actually, you'd say it better than me, Jim. Do you remember what he said on Twitter?
I say things on Twitter like literally every 3 seconds until I'm asleep. And then I'm dreaming of tweeting when I'm asleep, and then I wake up and tweet everything I dreamt. What was it specifically? I
think it was that that Christopher Nolan manages to make movies that are technically like broken and flawed.
Yeah. But I said he can make. Christopher Nolan has a unique gift in that he can make unforgivable filmmaking mistakes that we forgive because the film is still awesome.
Right.
The guy fucks up. The guy makes mistakes that a rookie shouldn't be doing. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because he manages to spin it into some excellent end product. So that's why I give him the benefit of the doubt. There are people nitpicking. If you nitpick a Nolan film, any Nolan film, you can find a laundry list of shit wrong with it. But I think that's kind of not seeing the forest for the trees in a way.
Well, it's tough. I don't mean to find those things, but they just hit me right in the face. Like when it went from day to night in the middle, that's like one of 50 things that just hit me during the movie. Like why, now he's fixing his back by hanging from a rope for 2 months? What? That's a spoiler, I guess. But like so much stuff happens, and I'm like, no, That doesn't make any sense. And he tries to establish so hard that the movie is in reality. It's like it's not like the Burton movies that seem like they're like a old 1940s comic strip. It's like this is real life. This is what it'd be like if there was a real Batman, and then breaks the basic rules of reality consistently over and over again for the entire movie. It takes you right out. Takes you right out of it. It's kind of
Superman did it.
Superman did it?
Any problem in the film, Superman did it. When you weren't looking. Was it day to night, quickly? Superman spanned the Earth. He spanned the Earth. He fell out of bed and the Earth spanned quickly. Did his back do a thing? Superman just popped round and said, "Hello, Bruce. I'm going to crack your back." And he cracked his back and then he was all right for a minute.
How about no, I don't want to. People still haven't seen it. Don't want to do spoilers. But man, yeah, I could talk about the movie for a while. I'm very glad I saw it because it's very interesting to think about its strengths and weaknesses. So it's definitely fun in retrospect. But
I like to think about your strengths and weaknesses.
You
so
do?
I am with you there. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. When I make plans,
What kind of plans?
I like you know how Wile E. Coyote would draw up blueprints.
Sure.
Pretty much like that.
You make up blueprints that just like
About
have an
you.
anvil falling on me? Because that
It's-
would be its blueprint. It would just be like a pulley system with an anvil, and then, when the guy crosses the road, he gets crushed.
It's like that, but with more dicks.
So your blueprint would be you hiding behind a bush, I go meep meep and cross the road, and then just a dick goes into my mouth?
Yeah, but you like it.
But I like it.
The last picture in the diagram is you kind of like looking out at the viewer, doing a thumbs up.
With dick.
With a big, with a dick in your mouth, just so that everyone knows it's okay and that you're okay with this.
Meep meep. I'm picturing that happening.
Maybe you say that.
With dick and mouth.
Yeah.
Just ventriloquisted too would be good.
Yeah, dick. So anyway, Jonathan, when are you going to be Bane? Because I was thinking about this.
When am I going to just be Bane?
I think you're letting the site down, to be honest.
I'm letting the site down? Destructoid.com?
The site, Podtoid. We'll bring something to the table. Conrad Zimmerman is Batman. Hamza Aziz is the jokester. I am one of the others, not Penguin.
No.
And you are supposed to be Bane.
I didn't know this.
Well, that's because you don't listen. About 3 times last week on the recording, I quite clearly said, remember to come to the next Podtoid as Bane. And be Bane forever.
I'm surprised you don't want him to be Nightwing.
No, that was last week's joke.
Oh, you're over it already.
For the purposes of this week's ridiculous, stupid conversation, I want him to be Bane. And I'm not talking about, I'm Bane. I'm not talking about that Bane. I'm talking about 90s, broke the back, Spanish Bane.
Yeah, he is Spanish, right?
He is Spanish.
Okay.
And I'm just, God.
Get with the program, Holmes.
Yeah, listen to Batman. Right, I don't want to say I'm angry, or that I'm angry with you, because I like you.
Yeah.
But
thanks.
I am disappointed.
What was I supposed to? How was I supposed to just be Bane? How just speak with a Spanish accent and be grouchy, or
and be really strong, and
I am. I'm fairly strong.
And break Conrad Zimmerman's back.
Over the internet? Over the radio on the internet?
Conrad has been wandering around his house all week going, oh, I'm so tired. I'm so sick. I am unwell and I've got the flu and I am Bruce Wayne. Right? Waiting for you to kick his door in, hit his butler, and then break his back.
This has not been easy, okay? I have put a lot of time and effort into this, Holmes.
Into being Batman
Yeah,
in your house?
And being here, do you have any idea what my temperature is right now? I've been running a 101 for 4 days waiting for you to show up and break my back.
Fucking ridiculous. Once a week, I've been running around Conrad's house dressed as a different villain, right? I've been Scarecrow, I've been the Mad Hatter, I've even been fucking Film Freak and the Cavalier. This is bullshit. I've put the effort in. Hunter Aziz has kidnapped the mayor. And
The apartment building is very upset with me for using the boiler room at the Batcave.
I bet they
you
are.
would show up and break his fucking back.
I don't want to break Conrad's back. He's a friend of mine. And
You can't break his back because you're not Bane yet. You're not strong enough. I've been telling you, I've invented a venom compound to inject in the base of your spine.
You haven't been telling me. This is the first I've heard of this. You invented a venom compound, Jim?
Yeah.
With science? How did you
Right.
take some books out of the library?
I used the word I used applied sciences in that I applied my existing knowledge of science to the venom compound. For those who are only familiar with Bane from the film, Bane in the comics has a special drug called venom that is like wired up in pipes that go into his spine and make him all like super muscular and strong so that he can break Conrad Zimmerman's back.
He basically hulks out.
He hulks out, and he can do it with just the turn of a dial. Now, wake up.
I think you're Our Man this week. Is that the villain you are?
Our Man?
Sorry.
What does he
remember
even
who
do?
it was that developed the venom.
Was it as the galloping ghost?
Well,
maybe?
at the moment, I'm trying to be Trog, Bird, and Zombie. Because I'm trying to back up Jonathan here, right? So anyway...
Who's Trog, Bird, and Zombie?
Oh, for fuck's sake!
I thought I knew
Jonathan,
my Batman.
get it right!
Is that
You are being the world's shittest Bane.
Is that the three guys who dress in the animal masks and rob banks sometimes?
They're Bane's friends. And I am your friend, Jonathan.
Yes.
So anyway, right? I've got about 5 syringes, right?
Oh, wow.
With a mixture of milk and some crushed up Flintstones vitamins. And I reckon if I just jam them into your back and just push them in, you will be Bane, and then you can go and break Conrad's back.
So you want to inject...
What I'm asking is, will you let me, over the course of 2 days, fill syringes full of milk and crushed up Flintstones vitamins?
Not even dissolved Flintstones vitamins, but like chunks of vitamins into my back.
I'm sure they will partially mulch while they're in the milk.
Then it'll just be like a sludge, like a milk and Barney Rubble sludge in my spine.
No, you will have super strength.
It won't work.
I've applied science to this.
Jim, it won't work. I'm sorry. I can't entertain this idea. It sounds dangerous. I could end up with a...
Did you see? We were just talking about Christopher Nolan's documentary. Now,
The Dark Knight Rises?
Now, if Christian Bale can fix his back in a day, you can Hulk out when we put milk in your back.
By Nolan logic, true. It would work. Realistically. It would be very gritty and realistic as I can't even say it. It's gonna... Do you know how much it hurts to get because it would have to be a syringe that's not like a needle. It would have to be like a turkey baster type thing.
I'm thinking almost cartoon levels of syringe here. The kind that the Animaniacs would use.
And when you inject something into someone, unless it's in a vein or something, then it just goes in them. It's just, in them.
And probably makes a big lump.
Yeah.
Bane's muscles.
I would have one muscle made out of milk and Flintstones vitamins in my back that would maybe cause me to have partial paralysis after that. That would be bad. Jim.
Flintstones vitamin muscles.
Do you see how I've been
you'll have to be a new villain.
That's how to solve the problem.
We just rename you to Milky Muscles. And you can still break Conrad's back as Milky Muscles.
I feel bad that you guys have entertained this idea for so long. It sounds like you've been working on it for a while, but I'm not going to be a bad guy. I'm not going to break a back. I'm not going to. Probably the least bad thing about it would just be injecting that yuck into my body. Hurting poor Conrad Zimmerman, creator of Sup Holmes, my claim to fame. It's my ticket to stardom. You kind of did. I just like
made it work.
Conrad,
all of the show.
But
I just show up.
Conrad's gonna repair his back and like return better than ever.
I was gonna take a vacation anyway. Like I've got time planned.
Yes.
You know, this is just really. You know, I don't even want to do it anymore.
You don't even want to be.
Is that it?
I don't even want to do it anymore.
Right,
you know,
okay.
if Holmes isn't gonna, you know, it's fine. It's fine. Fine.
Okay. For what it's worth, I'm sorry.
No, I'm just hoping Amazon will take back all of this computer shit I bought for the Batcave.
Okay.
Did you get a few laptops?
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. Okay, Jonathan, you've won this week. You've
that's
won
really
this week.
what.
You're not going to be Bane. You're not going to be Milky Muscles.
But that was really Bane's whole idea, was to get Batman to quit, don't you see? Don't tell Conrad, but it all worked out according to plan.
That's actually pretty good.
Yes,
and
I'm good.
Okay, I like that. That's put me back in the mood for Plan C.
Oh, no.
Which, well, let's just say I've saved up about 2 weeks' worth of feces, Jonathan, or as I like to call you from now on, Clayface. Yeah,
2 weeks worth of feces. Wow.
That had a punchline and everything, that conversation.
Yeah, you built right up to it. I've been dealing with feces a lot lately.
Wow. I guess we could talk about some video games if you want.
Sure.
We can do that.
Would you like that?
What's going on?
Look at Jonathan. I can see his little eyes lighting up. We're going to talk about video games on our video.
I'm sad I missed out on the Batman talk just now for a little bit because I had 2 things to add there. One,
you did?
For some reason, I can't get the image of Jim wearing Robin's outfit out of my head, and not like like an outfit designed for him. This is like Robin as a kid. Like,
it'd be a boy's outfit, definitely.
Yes, you look horribly cute in some weird way in my head.
Yeah, you would. In the little green underwear, it's like chainmail underwear and little boots.
You get the little cape and everything and the little mask.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also,
great.
Jim wrote a great article about the top 10 Batman villains he wants to see in the next Rocksteady Batman game. You guys should.
He
check
did.
that
He
out.
even asked us all for ideas.
Plug.
Oh, it's good to plug that. That's something we did that we're proud of. We love it. I thought it was a good article, Jim. I didn't know you knew about all those Batman guys. I don't even know who Jane Doe was. Who's she?
I've been getting more.
Pretty new.
Yeah, she was in the Living Hell comic, the one that gave Great White Shark's origin story and everything.
Yeah, I never heard of him either, actually.
Ah,
yeah,
it's pretty cool.
How long ago was that?
That was God. It was very recent. I'm like
in the last year or
2000s,
really?
Definitely. It was. It couldn't have been too long before the Arkham Asylum game came out.
Yeah, because I mean, this is all New 52. Is the arc that stuff happens in, right?
No. It was
right,
before,
or just before it?
It was before
New
New 52. It happened before Arkham Asylum came out because there was references to Warren White and stuff in Asylum.
Oh no, Great White Shark, yes, but the Jane Doe thing.
She was introduced at the same time.
Yeah, there's some Arkham Asylum series that.
Is that where they were introduced?
That's it. Yeah, no. Jane Doe was introduced at the same time as Great White Shark because she made Great White Shark what he is.
I remember the Arkham Asylum comic.
Yeah, but was it like was it a tie-in for the game around that time? They were focusing on Asylum because the game was out. I can't remember.
No, because Arkham Asylum the game is partly based on Serious House on Serious Earth and Living Hell, and Living Hell is where Warren
Living
White.
Hell. Okay, that's the one I was trying to think of.
God, nerdy Batman talk.
Oh yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. I've been getting into Batman, like the comic side. I've always liked Batman as a thing, but like I think I've said before, I find the comics usually very impenetrable. But I've spent like close to $100 over the weekend just downloading comics for my iPad and just reading them. Just reading them all up.
Which ones?
I read the Nightfall arc. Got through all the new 52 for Batman.
Okay.
And I've been reading Hush recently.
The original one?
Yeah, the original Hush introduction.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, Hush is good.
Some Secret Six as well. I like Secret Six.
Any of the doesn't sound like much of that was the Grant Morrison stuff. Did you read that? Like introducing Damian Wayne and all that junk?
No.
I like that stuff a lot.
Who's Damian Wayne?
I'm into it. Damian Wayne is the best expression for what a modern Batman fan is like going. And when I say modern Batman fan, that's kind of loaded. There's all kinds of Batman fans. But the people who are really just want to be Batman and love the grittier, more realistic, brutal side of comics, that's Damian Wayne. He is the test tube baby of Bruce Wayne and Talia al Ghul. She brought him up to be the next in line to run the League of Assassins, but he leaves and wants to go meet his dad, and he'll just behead anyone. I think he kills the Mad Hatter. He just cuts his head off. He's 12. So he's a little kid. He's not emotionally mature at all, but he thinks violence is totally normal and good. And he ends up being Robin. He's been Robin for a while, and it's really interesting to have Batman be the less brutal of the two out of the Batman and Robin combination. He actually has to tell Damian to like dial it back all the time. He's funny. He's not a perfect person at all, but he's likable and interesting. Damian Wayne, I like him. I hope they put him in the next game. It's good.
Cool.
Yeah, now you know. I told you about it.
Awesome.
No one's half the battle.
That's true. Yeah, that's how I live my life.
Anyone been playing anything interesting this week?
I got Fatal Frame 2 Wii Edition in the mail from someone who I paid for them to buy it for me. It was very nice of her. And I love it a lot. I haven't had a chance to play it too much. I've probably put like 45 minutes in, but it's just great to sit down to a home console game that actually puts frightening you first. It's been a long time since I've played a game that really prioritizes everything about it from the gameplay on up. They design it to constantly be tense and for you to always feel like you're about to just have a ghost materialize and beat the shit out of you. It's great. And you also get scared. Some of the ghosts are good, and you're not afraid of them, but you only have like 1 second to take a picture of them, or because they get scared of you and leave. So it's not just one-dimensional, you getting scared all the time. You also feel tense about missed opportunities to help the ghosts out, take pictures of them. Yeah, it's a great game.
So it's like Pokemon, but with ghosts.
It's no, but it's definitely mixes it up like that a little bit. Yeah, I guess it's like Pokemon with ghosts a little bit. Pokemon can be scary when you're in the tower. Ghosts, yeah.
Is Gengar in Fatal Frame or not?
I doubt it. I'm not far enough in to be sure. Yeah, creepy story. Fatal Frame 4 was good too. I recommend people import them if they can, because they're not coming out in this country. That's for sure. I asked Nintendo about Fatal Frame 2 when I was at E3, and they're like, "What's that?" I was like, "Oh, it's a video game that you guys own, at least partially own." They're like, "Oh, yeah. No, probably
Oh,
not.
God, he's talking about video games again. Back away.
Yeah, they got to stay on message at Nintendo pretty hard, and they simply don't know anything other than what's on message for them, it seemed like. I was telling the guy, I think his name is, I can't remember, the guy who ran the 3DS press conference at E3. There's actually video of this. I might post it. He'd never heard of Code of Princess. I was like, oh, that's a game coming out for the console you guys made. It's kind of a big deal. He's like, oh, yeah? Who's putting it out? You've never heard of it. Yeah, Nintendo.
Oh,
You know.
What are we going to do with you, Nintendo?
I don't know. I like their games, though, but jeez. You know. Huh? Guys?
God, I'm tired today.
Yeah. What are you doing for video games, Jim?
Sleepy. Huh? I've not been
What do you-
doing much. I've played... Mostly playing the Arkham games, funnily enough. That's why I did the article I did and everything. Played Arkham Asylum again, all the way through. Playing Arkham City again. I'm trying to... I probably won't 100% it because the Riddler trophies are ridiculous. But I'm trying to at least do some of the sidey things I didn't do the first time round. So that's been cool. They're really good games. They're still really good, like and visually just beautiful, beautiful games.
It's interesting you would go, you're just on a Batman kick lately, you think? You're just feeling
I've just
feeling
been
like Batman?
been in a Batman mood lately.
Oh, that's fun. It's nice that you have the time to do that.
I just realized I forgot to get Batman Arkham City during the Steam sale.
Oh, that was on the Steam sale? That's over.
Yeah, I know it's long over. I managed to get Bastion, thanks to Chris Carter, who just gifted it to me. But
that's nice.
I still need to play it. Hopefully this week. I've just been too busy talking and dealing about video games rather than playing them lately.
Yeah, you're deep in it. You're in that San Francisco heat, living that hot video game lifestyle, huh?
Pretty much.
Yeah, I remember it. I was in that heat for a little while. It's nonstop.
Yeah.
There's always events and people wanting to show you a thing, and you have to write about it. And...
The next couple of weeks are just jam-packed full of stuff. I mean, tomorrow I'm going down to LA for the day to visit Treyarch to see... God, I don't even know if I can say... Well, obviously it's Black Ops 2, whatever. And then when I get back, and the next day it's... like 6 Paradox games. They're showing off like their upcoming lineup, including War of the Roses, which I'm going to hopefully play tonight. They're doing a beta, and I need to practice because I'm going to be part of this live stream charity event that they're hosting in San Francisco on Thursday.
Whoa, that's awesome, man. This Thursday?
Yeah, this Thursday, yeah. And there's some other events happening. I think I need to go see Ratchet & Clank, the new one, for PSN this week as well, and then there's tons more stuff next week. Tomorrow, speaking of which, tomorrow morning, my Dead Space 3 preview is going to go online. I got some hands-on with the completely new stuff that you won't expect at all. And this isn't like the co-op stuff. They're adding something else that's, I think, really cool.
Yeah, you were alluding to that.
What is it? Is it perks?
No.
Is there a racing section?
I can't say because this podcast goes up before the embargo.
Is it a first-person shooter?
It's additional content to the core content.
Is it Russel Crowe?
Yes, it's Russell Crowe. And he's an actual crow in the game.
I'd play that. That sounds good.
I would, yeah. We should do a game about Russell Crowe.
And he's a crow.
Yeah. Or just living his life.
And he throws phones at people.
Did he do that in LA Confidential? Is that right?
No, like he really threw a phone at someone a couple years ago. He got really pissed off at someone. It was funny. It was like news everywhere.
I didn't know that.
He's an angry young man.
Yes.
Yeah, he's doesn't he play guitar in a blues band?
No.
I think he does.
No.
Isn't that dumb?
No.
Yeah, I could have sworn I went on down to Georgia with an Australian accent. I'm pretty sure he did it.
No.
Got Delta on my mind. Yeah, I swear to God,
it's not him.
Look it up. Him and Bruce Willis and Johnny Depp all just want to be in rock bands for some reason, even though they're just acting.
None of them have ever sung.
Do I have to sing the Bruno the Kid theme song?
That's where we're going with this, yeah.
Yeah. Do you know Bruno the Kid? It's a show on Nickelodeon that
we're all going to.
Yeah. Bruce Willis did the voice of a little kid named Bruno, who is a secret agent who talks to a computer-animated Bruce Willis head that shows up on a giant computer screen that also has the voice of Bruce Willis. So it's Bruce Willis talking to Bruce Willis about fighting crime. And the theme song, not sung by Bruce Willis, goes, "Call him Bruno! Bruno the Kid!" All those blue notes. It's Blue Notes that people love. Just squeezing it out.
Wow.
Do you believe me now, guys? I don't know.
Oh no, I believe you. I
I remember that
that's
show.
the thing.
Do you really?
In fact, the only reason I remember is because we brought it up on a past Podtoid episode before.
Did we really?
Uh,
I'm sorry, I keep talking about the same things.
I never disbelieved anything you were saying. I was just being obstinate.
People accuse me of doing that too.
Doing what?
Just being obstinate. They think, oh.
Well, you don't like the things we like.
Yeah, therefore I.
Therefore, you
am
need to
trying
sort it out. You need to like Dark Knight Rises more.
I like it sometimes. I would watch it. I would not want to watch it.
Why?
You know, it's a weird thing. Walking out of that movie after hearing all of the praise that had been heaped on Twitter over like 2 days, I walked out of it and I was like, is there something wrong with me? Like, am I a bad person because I'm not, I don't have ebullient praise for this film? It was okay.
The ending was all right.
I felt momentarily insecure, like there might be something wrong with me.
That's how I feel every day, Conrad. That's how I feel every day.
But I know there's something wrong with you.
What is wrong with me? Why am I like what? Why can't I?
You're just too nice, John. You're too nice and giving and thoughtful and sweet.
Aw, gosh.
And it's gonna kill you one of these days.
It is.
It might. Boy,
It's sugar for the soul. You're gonna get soul diabetes.
I thought I might get stabbed today at my day job.
Whoa, explain.
Yeah, tell us.
Well, it's a stabby place sometimes. Pretty rarely, but every once in a while, it's usually when they first get in, they're like, I'm getting ready to stab. I'll just stab them. And but no, there was no stabs. There were some poops wrapped in paper towels near a toilet. Not in it, because that would be weird.
That would be too easy.
Yeah, that would be that would be obvious. Just poop in the toilet.
Yeah, that's what they expect me to
Well,
do.
to their credit, they put more effort into their plan.
Way more effort in planning. And carefully wrapped poops found next to a toilet. So he went to poop in the toilet, and he's like, you know what? Too easy. And then he pooped on the floor, I think, and then picked it up with his hand, and was after he'd already gotten all over his hand, was like, you know where this should go. It's a safe place to keep this wrapped in paper towels. That'll keep the place clean. It'll keep the poop safe. Not in the toilet. That's not a good. Yeah, he did those things.
Do you ever do like cruel, unethical experiments on the inmates?
Yeah, inmates. They're not inmates.
At your nut house.
No, it's not a nut house. This is a hospital.
No, that's what you tell the public.
For people to get better with problems they've got.
I think Jonathan Holmes is really Doctor Strange.
Dr. Strange? Dr. Stephen Strange?
No, wait, fuck. Which one's the
Strange.
Batman one?
Oh,
Hugo Strange.
Hugo Strange.
God damn it.
Yeah. Or Zazaz. You guys know about Zazaz?
Oh, yeah.
I was watching. I watched all the Batman films one in a row. One after another. When I did that, and I totally forgot that Zaz was in one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Just for a second, right?
Absolutely nothing like
He popped up twice. Because he shows up again at the midway through, and he goes down right again. He's just there to be comic relief.
Which one is that?
Zaz? Victor Zaz is the one who carves the tick marks into his body. He's the assassin.
Oh, which movie is he in?
He's in Batman Begins. Except he's been totally overhauled as a hitman for the mob.
Oh,
so he works with the Falcones, and then he gets sent to... He's the guy that Crane gets put in Arkham Asylum rather than jail.
Right at the beginning.
At the very beginning.
He pops up again. He's leading a group of inmates escaped from the asylum during the gas attack, and he's in the crowd that goes up on Rachel Dawes and the little boy. He's right at the forefront of that and gets the crap beat out of him instantly.
Oh, okay.
It's really unfortunate because Zaz is such a cool character.
He is
But
pretty good.
I mean, it was nice that they were able to put in a nod to the character's existence. I just wish he wasn't such a waste of space.
Right. Well, that's kind of a Nolan-y move. Sorry, guys, but
Yeah.
he just kind
I
of
tell you what
Nolans it
I
up.
tell you what a Holmesy move is.
Oh yeah, tell me more.
Is you at your asylum, right?
Yeah.
Calling yourself Dr. Genital.
It's not as an
And
asylum.
you call yourself Dr. Genital.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do. You wear like a mask over your face, right? Which is just it's pieced together from like cut off scrotal sac skin.
Where do I get that from?
From the patients you experiment on, trying to put vaginas on your inmates.
Just put them on them? Just place vaginas on
You
people?
try and you split their penis down the middle, right?
No, that would be so mean.
Yeah, you do. And you split it in half, and then you glue gun each half to like their mons pubis. And then you say, "Now you have a vagina. I am Dr. Genital." And you take their scrotal skin and you add it to your... It's just like this mop of flesh, wrinkly flesh over your face with eye holes and a mouth hole. And you just laugh and say, "I am Dr. Genital."
Why would anyone let me do that?
Because it is a corrupt system.
Oh, I see. So in a corrupt system, Dr. Genital runs wild, is what you're saying?
I would rather you say that sentence again, but say, "In a corrupt system, I, Jonathan Holmes, am Dr. Genital, and I run wild."
I am not Dr. Genital, no. And
could you be convinced to be?
No.
It's the $1 million question.
I like how you hesitated.
Yeah, he was thinking about it. Let's convince you. What I think we should do is, I need to come to your hospital, right?
Uh-huh.
And I will be your assistant. Victor Vag. I'll be your assistant, and I will help you give bless vaginas upon all of your inmates. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be great. We'll strap them down to gurneys. And
you should walk with a club foot.
I will definitely be dragging one foot behind me, and I'll be saying things like like that. We will convert the cellar of the hospital into some sort of freakish laboratory, which basically means I'll just throw some test tubes down there and fill them with different coloured drinks so they look sciencey. And we'll just like once a month, let's say, we don't want to be too obvious, we'll just drag one of your patients down there. The schizo one, so it's
no.
So
make it okay. What?
Right, it does make it okay, right?
No.
There's a list of reasons why it's okay to cut up a schizo's penis, right?
It's rotten.
A, they're schizo. B, I said it's okay.
How do you know you're not schizo? You might be.
Don't try and cut my penis off, Dr. Jen. I know about your depraved fascinations.
I really am not. If I never see any genitalia ever again, I would be all right with that.
Well,
I don't mind them.
Be all right with it. You don't have to suffer a world where you won't be looking at a lot of mutilated genitalia because you are Dr. Genital and I am Victor Vag, your assistant.
I'd like to go back to Holmes' statement about being perfectly happy to never see any genitalia again, because that would include your own. And I gotta tell you, when I wake up in the morning, I like to check.
When I wake up in the morning, my hands are already down there. Like
that is completely unsurprising. I know you like to get an early start to the day.
I might go on. Jonathan, I think what you're hinting at here is the end game for this, where we find out as part of your origin story.
Oh no, I think I know where you're going with
right?
this.
Basically, you've been dragging patients down there. I've not been making you do it, Jonathan. You've been doing this. I'm just your assistant, is what I'll tell the police. Right? You have been dragging patients down there and performing these grotesque bodily experiments on them for practice, because one day you will do it to yourself and you will become a pretty lady.
Wow.
And you will call yourself Lady Genital. And you'll still be wearing the scrotal head mask. But
I can't be a doctor and a lady? Doctor lady? Genital?
No, because you want to. Your whole dream has been to join high society as an elegant lady.
And your theme song will be Aerosmith's "Dude Looks Like a Lady."
Yeah. And one day, once you've perfected your craft on all the schizos, you will one day split your own penis. I'll help, because I imagine it'll be difficult.
That comes as a huge surprise.
Yeah, I imagine it'll be
very
difficult for you to do, and you might have second thoughts towards the end. So let's say 6 months from now, I will break into your house, tie you down, and then help you perform your vaginalectomy. And,
why will you tie me down?
just because it would hurt.
Just in case. You never know how violently someone's indecision might be.
I mean, let's face it, we're not using anesthetic. Because we didn't use any on the schizos, so we don't want that kind of variable popping up. So, I don't want you thrashing around and you'll, hit something, you'll knock over a lamp, and then you've got a broken lamp. And you don't want to waste your money buying new lamps when you're going to be buying silken dresses to impress the gentlefolk of high society.
I just become wow. So, first of all, we've established that self-defense is now renamed violent indecision, which is a huge, huge surprise to me. But I guess that'll work in court. I don't know. And second, all I need to... so, hormonally, I'll be exactly the same. I'm physically the same wide-shouldered, big-stomached thing that I am now, hairy legs. But I'll just have a split penis, and therefore I'll suddenly look like a woman. Is that right?
And you will have... Don't worry, I will draw a pair of breasts on your chest in marker pen. Permanent marker. That won't wash off in a hurry.
That's good. I've got a really hairy chest, though, so it's going to be tough to get any lines that actually... But
I'll be honest, I can't draw nipples very well, so I'll just do 2 big curvy lines, and then I'll write nipple on each side, over your nipple.
I already have nipples, that's the one thing you have to draw.
I'm going to write ladies' nipples over your nipples, so that they know they're ladies' nipples. And then when you take off your shirt, and they say they don't look very much like... Oh, hold on a minute, that says lady nipples. On we go with the sex. Who's that man? That fat man in the corner with a camera? Don't worry about it.
That's you?
I never said it was. Why are you insinuating that I want to watch you have sex as a lady?
Although since he's offering.
But since you had the idea.
I'm not offering.
Jonathan, I do have a camera.
I don't want to do the idea at all.
So how'd you like this idea?
I'm surprised you so easily came up with an idea that was even worse than your Milky Muscles idea from a half hour ago.
That was a good idea, the Milky Muscles idea, wasn't it?
No.
How about we combine the two? How about when you're having sex with a man with your, when he's sticking his penis into your, what's essentially an open banana skin dangling between your legs, how about I'm then stood over you while you make the beast with 2 backs, and one of those backs, i.e. yours, I'm injecting milk into.
And then he hulks out right there, in the middle of it.
If it worked, that would make the whole experience.
And then you are Lady Bane, and then while you're hulking out, I lick you out.
Like my butthole?
God.
And I might say something like that with that same level of moany strain as
Oh, God damn it!
Oh, God.
Oh, God!
That is worse than the human centipede. For sure.
Now you see the face of horror.
How's that worse than human centipede? Right? All I'm doing is talking about a big bald man with tits written on his chest.
That's me.
Having
yeah.
sex with his split penis.
It's not really sex. It's just having my damaged penis abused by a penis.
Rubbing his mutilated dick over another man's dick with rivulets of milk oozing from open wounds on his back while a fat Englishman licks him on the arsehole.
Yeah, that's worse than the Human Centipede.
How? That's the question I want to know. How is it not better? How is it not better than Disney's Bambi? It's the question on everyone's lips.
It's a matter of taste, I guess, just like Dark Knight Returns. Some people think I'm crazy.
It'll be a matter of taste as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, well, do you even care if my butt is all? Won't you wash it first or something? Why am I talking like this is actually going to happen?
He is washing it. I mean,
Oh.
I mean, I imagine I'm providing a service. I'm your Okay, how about this? Okay, look, I know you've got a problem with this. It's first of all, you've got a problem with the mutilated genitals, right?
I do. I don't want to hurt anyone, especially on genitals.
So you don't want to mutilate the genitals of schizos?
No, I don't like calling people schizos.
We'll cross that off.
Yeah, okay.
We won't even call them schizos. We'll cross that off. Okay?
Better. Okay.
Nut bars, we'll call them instead.
No, you don't define people just by one aspect of their being,
Well, they're schizos. They've got about 15 aspects of their being.
That's not how schizophrenia works.
I know. I'm getting it wrong to upset you.
It's okay.
Okay, so, all right, what do we call them? People of colour?
Yeah, call them people.
I don't know what the politically correct term is for mental men.
People that suffer from mental illnesses.
Oh, that's too long. Can we abbreviate it? People that suffer Patutman, right? Yeah. So we won't cut up the genitals of Patamies. Okay? Where do you stand on the ball bag mask?
The ball bag? Oh, no, I don't.
Mask. You'll look a bit like Cillian Murphy in Begins.
I will wear a mask. It should not be made out of human flesh, though, at all.
Just like a Frankenstein mask.
I will wear a Bela Lugosi, Boris Karloff, I mix them up sometimes, Frankenstein mask with the horn, or the little thing sticking out of my neck there, and a square head. Yes, I will wear that.
Okay. I can do that. This is compromise. This is
going good.
This is how a democratic society under Obama works.
Speaking of which, Buffy update.
Yes.
I finished season 4. The series is entertaining now. I will give them credit for that. The only problem is that it's now running concurrently with Angel, and so I'm missing plot points by not watching the other series for the one or two episodes. There's a couple of episodes where shit
one or two crossovers.
Because I just finished the first season where that happens, and it was annoying.
Just like the comics, like how comics make you force you to read Batman and also Batman Shadow of the Bat.
Yeah.
At the same time, that's rotten.
That is pretty annoying.
Yeah. There's a few episodes like that, but overall, not that many.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's interesting to watch Willow develop her burgeoning womanhood.
Can I just stop you 1 second? For anyone wondering, that last bit was just going to be me whittling it down till I was licking his anus. Carry on.
So you were going to compromise on everything.
I was just going to lick your anus, and we've already decided that bit's definitely going to happen. So back to Buffy.
They had the whole Adam, like the initiative thing, and Adam.
Adam is amazing. Like,
I don't want to get analingus from you.
Adam, we're talking about Buffy. Please don't change the subject.
I don't want anal.
Buffy is... Adam as a character is fantastic. It's just he looks so fucking... Like, every other demon, every other one monster of the week, one-shot villain looks better than Adam does.
Yes. And there are all these big, impressive things, and he's just, like, cobbled together.
He's just a guy with some modelling clay over half of his face. But as a character, like, I loved his whole messianic thing. I loved his whole... This idea he was such a formidable opponent just because he knew who he was, like, more than anyone else. I also just like the bit when they mention the Beatles to him and he just says, yes, I like Helter Skelter.
Yes.
That was an excellent... I love Adam as a character. I just...
The pop culture value of the Buffy show is really... like, their referential nature is really entertaining, and it's so fascinating to see how broad it is. They seem willing to drop a reference about just about anything.
I can't. You guys are just. So you established that Jim is going to force his
What
tongue
the
into my
fuck,
butthole,
Holmes? We're
and
talking
now
about
Why are
Buffy.
you so obsessed with me licking your ass?
I want to be sure that
You
you're
are
not actually
sick.
going to lick my ass.
Jonathan.
Don't lick it.
You are. Look. I say this with the greatest of respect. I think you've got a problem.
This is really kind of crossing a line, isn't
Yeah,
it?
I mean, we're talking about Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and you just keep talking about me. What was it? Licking your anus.
Don't do that.
I'm
Well,
not doing it. Am I licking
not?
your ass right now?
No, right now.
No,
Worried
right
you're
now
gonna
he's
do it.
trying to have a conversation about Buffy
I'm
the
trying to talk
Vampire
about
Slayer.
Joss Whedon's Buffy the Vampire Slayer, starring Sarah Michelle Gellar and Alison Hannigan, and sometimes Anthony Giles Mann.
Yeah.
That was the other interesting thing about Buffy, that I kept seeing the guy who plays Giles' name, Anthony Stewart Head. And every time I saw the name come up, I thought, is he related to Murray Head? Which he is. He's Murray Head's younger brother. And Murray Head, if you don't know, and God, I don't know why you would, but Murray Head had a Billboard hit in the 80s with One Night in Bangkok, which is like the Act 2 opening song of the musical Chess, which is like a Cold War kind of, thing about Russia and the United States. It's like a Cold War conflict played out in chess tournaments. It's really kind of fascinating.
That explains a lot. Yeah, it's co-written by ABBA, that song. ABBA wrote the chorus.
Yeah, Tim Rice wrote it, and it turns out, Murray Head played this character in the original British run of the thing, and his younger brother, Anthony Stewart Head, who would go on to play Giles, he played the same role in the closing of it, which was kind of interesting. And so it didn't bother me enough to check until I heard him sing Freebird, which, what the fuck?
Oh,
The
yeah,
very first time you hear Giles sing in the entire goddamn series, and he's playing Freebird on acoustic guitar.
That's Joss Whedon.
Get used to it, because from then on, Anthony Stewart Head takes any excuse to show off.
Awesome. I love him.
He's a great singer. He is a great singer. Have you seen Repo, the film Repo, the genetic opera?
I haven't yet. I want to. It keeps coming up.
And definitely do. He is fantastic in that, as is everyone in that film. And they've got a new film coming out, the Repo guys. I think it's called Devil's Carnival. It's coming out towards the end of the year. Looks very exciting. Has a lot of people from Repo in it. So, yeah, looking forward to that.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Can you just tell me for sure that you're not going to lick my butt tonight?
I don't know what you're talking about.
So you're not going to do it?
I don't know. You're what? You want me to do what?
No, don't do it. Just tell me you're
don't
not going to
do it. Don't do what?
No, say you're not going to. Repeat after me.
Right.
I will.
I will
not lick Jonathan Holmes' butt
until October. So anyway, Conrad, what were you saying?
Going back, because we were talking about games we were playing, and I want to tell people, if you made the foolish error of buying a Kinect already and you're stuck with the damn thing, Racketeer is really good.
I've been hearing that. Yeah,
it's so shocking.
Ian Bonds reviewed it for Destructoid. That review's up now. I quadruple took when I saw the score. He's given it a 9 out of 10. Justified it in the review, so more power to him. But I was like, what? This is a Kinect Angry Birds ripoff on paper. 9 out of 10, and I've heard a lot of great things.
Yeah, I mean, it just really feels like its own game. The measure of control that you have. I mean, it absolutely is the Angry Birds formula, but it works so well. I'm just stunned, and I'm seeing what the baseline high scores are versus the gold medal score, and I'll get a gold medal, but I've got a ways to go to get just the hey, you beat the AI opponent score. So I can't even imagine what people are going to be doing with it if it takes off and people are attracted to it.
So there's a real skill to playing it properly. It sounds
there's a real skill to it, but it's going to work great for those people who are I think what we expect the target demographic of Kinect to be, casual gamers interested in motion control games. That's what it is, and it does it phenomenally. It's a great game.
what is describe to me what happens in the game, how it looks,
All
and
right,
what you
so
do.
what it is you are you work for a company that does building demolitions using
Okay.
a catapult. Or it's like a ballista thing. And there are towers, they get infested with goblins, and then you get hired to come and destroy them because that's, of course, easier than just going in and killing the goblins or whatever.
Okay.
And so you stand at a distance from this castle or town or whatever it is you're destroying, and you reach forward with your hands and grab the ballista, and then you take a step back and pull it back, and then you can move in a sort of semicircle to aim where you want it to go, and then you spread your arms out and it fires off the bolt. And then once it's in the air, depending on what kind of boulder it is that you're firing, there are ones that are bombs that you can activate and they'll explode at any time. There are ones that fly where you can sort of direct their movement really directly. And then the standard one, you just have your gauntlets and you can sort of wave in the air and exert slight pressure to sort of redirect a shot or target a little more specifically. It's kind of gummy, and that's what's cool about it.
So you're looking out down the field at stuff that you want to blow up, not
right.
unlike
And
Angry
then
Birds,
once
which
you
is
launch
side
your
view.
ball, the camera follows the ball towards its destination, and you get to sort of move your hands and wave. It's like pushing air to move something that's already in motion. And then it hits targets, and there's, icons floating around a hit that give bonus points, and then you destroy the environment, and the more environment you destroy, the higher a multiplier rating builds up. So there's a certain strategy to, you want to cause high destruction but take high point value targets later. You want to deal a lot of destruction early on, and then with your last couple of ones, try and score big points, because then the multiplier kicks in and you get a much higher score. It's cool. There's some depth, but it's not a complex game. It's fun to watch. It's fun to play. It's neat. I like it a lot.
Sounds like a more involved Boom Blocks a little bit. I don't know if you played Boom Blocks, which I always thought was kind of like Angry Birds anyway, before Angry Birds came out.
Yeah, but Boombox is really more, it's with the remote and you throw. It's more like a fling, isn't it?
Yeah, but with early Wii games, you fling it, but the fling doesn't matter that much. You point and aim, and then, yeah.
Jonathan.
Yeah.
Do you see video games using Wii games the way a bat sees a room using sonar? This is in order for a game description to resonate. It's gotta match up with a Wii game, and then you know what we're talking about.
Well, there are so many great Wii games.
What?
Most of the games I have on the Wii are fun to play, and I've got 100 games, so it's easy to use that for a frame of reference. It's the most popular console of this generation.
I just moved all of the furniture in my living room office space, and I had to make some sacrifices in terms of the number of outlets that I'm using, and the Wii did not make the cut.
Well, it's had a pretty rough year and a half, I'd say. It's been pretty dry, so I can see that. Still some good games, though. Just got Fatal Frame for it yesterday in the mail. It's really good.
Yeah, but you got Fatal Frame 4 from Japan, right?
Europe.
Yeah, because it's not coming to America, apparently.
I know. I am the first to say that Nintendo of America really abandoned the Wii as soon as they announced the Wii U. They're just kind of oh yeah, and then we just wait for the Wii U.
Jonathan.
Yes.
You support Operation Rainfall?
I like them. I can't say that I think they're doing anything that's affecting Nintendo's decision making. Nintendo has had even more people barking at them to release Earthbound on the Virtual Console, which they could just do at any time. The Earthbound people had huge call-ins and write-ins and proved that hundreds of thousands of people would buy it on the Virtual Console, and they're still just nah, there's some weird copyright things. We could just change the graphics and the music, but that would take 15 minutes, so forget it. Nintendo just doesn't care.
They don't care. We need to send them a drastic message.
We do. Yeah?
Hear me out.
Okay.
Oh, God.
I've just learned what's going to happen at this point. Yeah. He knows you've got an idea.
Yeah, I've got a good idea.
Okay.
Yeah, let's hear your great idea.
We organised a letter writing campaign using Destructoid as a base. We worked with Operation Moonfall, not Moonfall, Rainfall.
That's another one.
That's another one. We get them on board too.
Mm-hmm.
We institute a very wide letter writing campaign on a scale that I don't think's been done before. Because I know a couple of people we could get involved from some of the major aggregate sites. Some of the really influential guys.
Yeah.
I lick your ass, and then we send them off to Reggie Fils-Aimé.
You send what off to Reggie Fils-Aimé?
Photos of me licking your ass after we burn all the letters.
So this is in October?
I'm aiming for around October time, just before the holidays.
Oh, I don't really. Oh, people talk. I remember I was at an all-girls school back in the early 2000s.
I like where this is going.
Yeah, sounds like a good story. Did you have sex with the girls? Or have I ruined it?
I didn't well, sort of. Depends on how you define sex. But anyway.
How old were you? 32?
No, we were all the same age. Yeah. Was this the late 90s, maybe?
Late 90s.
I think.
How old were you?
Late 90s. I was probably 24, 22.
And you were at a school full of 22-year-old girls?
Yes, I was. And I was a hunk. I was a hunk at that point. I had hair.
You're a good-looking man.
Yeah, I just want to make sure, what we're talking about is legal.
Yeah, it's totally legal.
Okay,
we were all
good.
the same age. It was people I knew from high school had gone to this all-girls school, Wellesley College. That's where our own Hillary Clinton went to school. So there's a lot of Hillary Clinton talk.
Did you go to school with Hillary Clinton? Did you have sex with Hillary Clinton? Did you have sex with a 22-year-old Hillary Clinton?
I sure did.
So you matriculated in the same place as Hillary Clinton, huh?
It's weird. I don't know if you guys have been to an all-girls school, because it's different in a lot of ways. The women oftentimes take on the gender role that males often do. All of those traits.
What, they grow penises?
No, but
they get beards.
They didn't know, but the rugby team at Wellesley College was just a beer-drinking frat boy, chug-a-lug, grabbing asses, want to get laid tonight group. They were indistinguishable from your average frat boys in terms of behavior. So, people harp upon gender. I think gender and sex are pretty different. Gender roles just happen regardless of what your genitalia is like. Anyway, yeah, they were horny. Those chicks were horny, dog, and they saw a guy just standing around. They were like, "Hey, come into my room right now." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" And they're like, "Just get in here." I'm like, "I'm here. I'm with somebody else." They're like, "I don't care. Just lie down on my bed now." That's funny. And I didn't do it because I was loyal to the girl I was on a date with, who was really trying to convince me that anal lingus was neat, and I wasn't buying it.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
She said,
I'm gonna cry.
It's all right. Why? It's
Jonathan.
Sorry, Prince. She said Prince, the rock and roller.
Yeah.
Had a long talk about anal lingus.
I know he did. I know, because that girl, Jonathan, was me.
Yeah.
I was Henrietta Bulgus.
Saturday.
Yeah. The girl you dated, Henrietta Arthur Bulgus.
That's not what she told me her name was at the time. We watched Grease 2 and then drank some wine coolers and got frisky. That could have been you. I don't know.
It was me.
Could have been you.
Yeah.
It's a long time ago now. You've changed.
That's a nice M. Night Shyamalan twist.
Yeah, that would have made me feel all right. But there was no analingus that night. I have not partaken in that, and nor will I. I don't know. It's not sold on it. It's not sold on it. Seems like there's always something better you could be doing instead of analingus. That's never number one on your list. Not number one on my list anyway.
So you've put analingus.
You don't have enough time for other things, You're limited in terms of how many things you can.
Whoa.
Sorry, I got lost there. You have a limited amount of time to block out things in the day, and maybe the things up above on your list in 1, 2, the things in your 1 and 2 positions, you just can't get to those right now. But
they're right next to the anus. I mean, no matter
analingus,
no
just
matter
take
who,
a second,
no matter who you're having sex with, there's always something better to be lingusing right next to the anus.
What if you're having sex with someone, but there's a wall between you, and, and a big hole in the wall, and just their arse poking out?
A anus themed glory hole of just
an anal glory hole, yeah.
Wow.
An anal glory hole, and your hands are tied behind your back, and your penis is sellotaped to your leg, and there is a sign that says "Lick this arse with your tongue."
That's some pretty extenuating circumstances.
What about that moral dilemma?
That's like would you steal the bread to save your family?
Yeah.
Would you lick the anus sticking out of the wall if your penis was tied to your leg?
This is a new thing, by the way. Carrying on from that one when I asked about me living and pooping out of your butt every week. This is Anal Quandaries with Jonathan Holmes.
Oh no!
It's a new series of moral dilemmas like BioShock or Infamous, where we ask what you would do in an anal situation, and this is one of them. Would you lick that ass if that's...
Well, what's your other choice? To just not lick it?
Yeah.
I would choose not licking it, yes.
Okay. Let me throw a spanner in your monkey wrench.
Okay.
There is no food in the room, but there's an eclair in that ass.
So, well, how hungry are you?
I mean, you'd start off full. You've had a lovely meal at a Viking long table. With lumberjacks and the notorious eaters. You've had a lovely fill, but you're going to be in there for a week.
So you're trapped in a room for a week after eating with lumberjacks, and someone else is sticking their butt through a wall with an eclair in their butt for a week. They're presumably, eventually they're going to poop and then poop the eclair out. Along the way, it'll be a little eclair poop train comes out.
We swap the asses in and out.
Oh, I see.
There's an eclair in one, banana in the other. Roast.
And we're not going to tell you what's in what ass.
You won't know which one has the rotisserie chicken in. But if you get the rotisserie chicken one, you win a prize.
What's the prize, I wonder? Just a Cracker Jack?
You have a chance to go on an all-expenses-paid vacation to Hawaii, where I will be waiting in a hotel room to lick your ass.
This is the worst podcast ever. This is the worst one that people have made yet. Human beings have been making podcasts, and then there's a bar for which is the worst one, and we just hit it. We did it, guys.
This is the worst podcast ever made.
Pretty sure. So yeah, if you're really hungry and you could eat around, not actually make contact with the anus, I would nibble on the tip of an eclair, maybe, that was sticking out of a guy's butt. But I wouldn't get too close to the butt, guys.
Just the tip.
Just the tip.
Would you eat out of an ass with a spoon like it was a brown squinting bowl?
We got some gelatin in there.
That guy. You know about the guy who talks about jelly and butts.
I prefer syrup.
He's a special guy. Life. Do you guys want to do questions this week?
Yes, please.
Poor Hamza.
Hamza doesn't like the conversations we have.
He likes them a little.
He probably thinks I go on too long and get unpleasant and stop being funny 10 minutes ago, but it just carries on.
I never said that.
It's the Seth MacFarlane, logic. That's how all the Seth MacFarlane jokes go. It drags on about 3 times longer than is actually necessary for it to be funny.
And he got to make a film about a talking bear, so...
Exactly. You're on the way up.
Yeah, we'll make Jungle Book.
We'll make Jungle Book, he said. Hey guys, we'll make Jungle Book. Just gonna make it.
You know what? Read the Jungle Book? There's some pretty dark shit going on in that story.
Mm-hmm.
We could have a lot of fun with that.
I like Baloo.
Don't tell your fucking mother, Baloo said as he pinned him down in the underbrush. That's a line from the book.
Is it really? Don't
Yeah,
tell your...
you tell any adults about this and I'll fucking kill you, said Baloo while Bagheera sniggered in the background.
Wow, that's wild.
At least that's the version of the book that I annotated.
So, Podtoid question. I have a question. He asked last week. We didn't get to it. He's asked again. So, Jupak asked, I was wondering how all you guys met your other halves, and do they have a passion for video games?
Oh, yeah, that's nice. He's we've been talking about Nintendo. I've been meaning to respond to him. Like many people, he's sad about the Nintendo Wii a little bit. And that's fair opinion. My significant other likes about 4 video games. She likes Animal Crossing, Loco Roco, Dr. Mario, and I think that might be it. She likes Words with Friends. Is that even really? That's a video game technically, but anyway, yeah. And we met on MySpace in like the early 2000s. It was weird, and we weren't gonna date. I didn't even know what she looked like. We were just internet friends chatting about skeletons and zombies for months. Then I met her, and she's the most beautiful woman I've ever met. And I was just like, oh wow. And then I thought she'd never go out with me, and then we got married. It's pretty cool.
Aww.
Yeah, that's my story, guys.
That is a touching story.
Yeah.
And then Jonathan, and then Jim licked your ass.
I met my other half. I was working online at the time for it was a pretty big site, and I got hired first, and worked there for I think about inside of a year, at least a couple of months before the other person came on. I forget what the person called themselves at the time. Tron Nuts, I think it was.
Who, me?
And eventually I found out that his name was Jonathan Holmes, and we met, we chatted, we got along very fine, very well. Eventually hosted a podcast together, and then I fell in love with him.
I'm your significant other, Jim?
He does enjoy games, although when you talk to him about games, he uses Wii games like a kind of sonar to build a picture of the game I'm talking about. But we are very much in love and committed in a relationship. And it's not just physical.
It's primarily physical? I thought... Oh...
It's not completely carnal, even though sometimes he's a bit pushy.
What am I pushy about? Are you talking to me? Or are you just talking about me? I can't tell what's going on.
I'm in romantic love with Jonathan Holmes.
Hey, Hamza, do you have a significant other these days? I haven't asked you in a while. Are you still single? That's weird, man. You're such a hunk.
Well, apparently you just have to get on the internet.
That helps.
Yeah,
that's where the girls are.
You can borrow Jonathan if you want. I'm happy to lend him out.
Wow.
No, Katrina and I met on a website on a community thing, and that's gone now. But I did some writing for them, and I was I guess a community manager of some sort, and she was a user there, and we became friends and got to know each other better, and then we've been living together for like 7 years. But she basically moved across the country and into my place after us having communicated on the internet for years, having barely met a couple of times. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, but
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's been cool. And we're getting married in a week and a half. So
weird. People should look up the registry. Did people look up the registry and buy you stuff?
I don't know. I don't.
They should.
That's kind of you to say. I have no idea.
You only get married.
But if you want to track the progress of the wedding, it's KatrinaGetsMarried.com.
Yeah, check it out, guys.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. She's been working on that blog. She's such a little busybody. It's adorable.
Yeah, anyway, she's a hardworking person.
She is. All right, so yeah, yes, we do have more questions.
We have so many questions that came in from Twitter. I don't even know where to start. I like this guy. His name's Claude at Tonic King on Twitter. He's asking if we were to pick any 4 characters from any game, film, book, TV show to star in the next Left 4 Dead game, who would they be? That's a fun idea. I think Left 4 Dead could, at this point, it's time to just have it be like celebrity reality shows. They used to get nobodies, but now, it's got to be like the Surreal World or something. Just bring in the celebs. I would pick Lou Ferrigno, Mr. T, Dr. Giggles from the film Dr. Giggles.
Brilliant choice.
Oh, thanks. He adds a flair. And for the girl, because there's always got to be a token female, probably the fabulous Moolah, back from the dead. Do you remember her?
I remember the fabulous Moolah. Oh yes.
Yeah, she was mean spirited. She was fun to be around. So yeah, that's my pick. You guys got any ideas? Left 4 Dead game?
I would pick Jonathan Holmes, and then the smoker would just use his long ass tongue to just clean your intestines.
See, that's the thing about Hamza. He's like, oh, enough with the anus jokes. No more anus jokes. Anyway, shoving anus, shoving.
And I love it when he defeatedly joins in.
Yeah, he did it with the old man. You've had some really terrible ideas, haven't you, Jim? Hamza really joined in on
terribly amusing ideas. Yeah.
Well, sure. People drew pictures of worms going into my butt. Why was that okay? Why was that okay?
Why was that okay?
Yeah, but it was. Internet deemed it okay, so just, all right, everybody, let's think about that.
I've been highly sexually objectified since Gymquisition on Monday, where I dressed up like a elegant lady.
Is that why they're wanting to have sex with you all of a sudden, really?
Yeah. All it took was me looking completely different and still fat, but just with long hair, and now it's okay.
There's nothing wrong. You know what I'm totally into right now? Battle Kittens. Totally into it. Battle Kittens. There's a woman. Her name is Rebecca Dart, I believe it is. She's a comic book artist, and she just draws pictures of overweight women who are topless, who are carrying giant battle axes, riding on top of giant kittens on steeds. And just cutting guys in half, just kicking ass. It's awesome. Some of the women have only one eye because they've been in all these battles. They're basically fat female Conan the Barbarians. Battle Kittens. I love it. I want to make a video about it.
Or is it just drawings?
I think she's coming out with a comic. I've seen a few comic pages, but she worked on My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic. But she'd rather be doing Battle Kittens, so she would just doodle Battle Kittens while she was doing storyboards.
See, I was gonna joke whether it was a Little Pony spin-off, and then it turns out they are tangentially related.
They are, and she's weirdly married to this amateur pornographer who is making a movie called Coming to Jesus.
Oh my god!
Jesus just has orgasms on lepers and makes their skin grow back. Yeah.
Hey, Jonathan, I've had a new idea.
You're kidding.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, so look into Battle Kittens anyway. I believe it's Rebecca Dart. It's my new favorite thing. I actually want to get Sup Holmes guests to just make a Battle Kittens game because it's such a cool concept. It's really fun. The art's really good too. Anyway, sorry for the tangent. Do you guys it's all right if you don't have any quick answers for the Left 4 Dead thing.
4 Clarence Bodekers. Witches leave.
Bodecker or Bodecker? I thought it was Bodecker.
You know what I mean.
I did. RoboCop, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love him. You got anything?
I would do Oliver Twist, Bud from the first act of The Diamond Age by Neil Stephenson.
I was thinking Bud. Wow, okay. Yeah.
Jim Prophet from the 1996 Fox television series Prophet.
You are so weirdly aware of all things. How do you know about all the stuff?
I've watched it all.
I guess so. Read it all, too. Wow.
And I would probably throw in, just for kicks, just because it's funny.
Yeah.
Charlie Brown.
Oh, I love Charlie Brown.
So you got these two kids. You got this kid dynamic with Oliver Twist and Charlie Brown, right? You have the complete amoral sociopath Jim Prophet, who identifies with Oliver Twist both in terms of being an orphan and in terms of being an unrepentant criminal.
Whoa. Wow.
And then Bud, also kind of a scumbag, he's got a gun in his head.
He does? I don't know much about Bud.
Yeah, he's it's amazing. He's just a throwaway character. He's used to introduce the world in the first like 2 chapters of Neil Stephenson's The Diamond Age. He's this terrible scuzzy guy that you're led to expect as the protagonist, and then he's unceremoniously killed. It's amazing. He's so great. That's one of my favorite novels ever is The Diamond Age by Neil Stephenson.
I should read that then. I've been meaning to read a book. They're good words.
It is phenomenal.
The Diamond Age by Neil Stephenson. Encoded. Got it in my brain. I'll check it out.
Anyway,
Hamza?
so, yeah.
Did you do one already, Hamza? And I forgot.
Yeah, I said the smoker.
That was your real answer? That's only 2 people. It's just me and 3 smokers and a anal gangbang. That's depressing.
That sounds like my kind of game.
That's all you need.
Here's an interesting one from Dylan Hanna. He's at the plot holes on Twitter. Do you wish your job invited less interaction from your audience? Would it be better minus the tweets and the comments and stealth? Oh, he mentioned stealth by name. I didn't. Sorry about that, stealth.
Stealth. He's like a little piece of shit. I said that because I know he's listening, because he listened to the last one and said the podcast was mostly rubbish, apart from when I talked about having sex with Nightwing, which he loved, and then spent most of the comments on that Podtoid talking about the different STIs that
he had
superheroes
like
might
comments
have.
in that thread. It was astounding. I love Stealth so much.
He's strange.
Yeah.
I admire the dedication.
That's it.
I'd have gotten bored by now. I'd have found something else to do, but Stealth's in there.
I respect him in a way that is fueled by disrespect. It's
really weird, isn't it?
I mean, he's probably jacking off right now listening to this. Hello, Stealth.
He can't be too old. I don't imagine him. Just so if he's listening, I don't imagine.
I think he's 42.
No, really?
I think he's 42, married with 3 children.
Wow.
He doesn't like being quoted. There is someone did a Twitter account called Stealth Quotes, where they quote everything he says. He sends me private messages asking me not to talk about him on Twitter, which I find weird considering he wants to broadcast everything in the comments, which are probably more wider read than my Twitter account. So I just tweet about him all the time.
But you're not tweeting stuff that he sent to you in private messages. You're just
the only time I tweeted something he sent to me in a private message was the tweet, "Do you hop on Twitter every time I say something?" And I had to tweet that one.
Yeah, so generally speaking, you don't. Oh, wow. Have you heard of the Dunning-Kruger effect?
I've heard the name. I don't know what it is.
I just learned about it from Konjac, video game developer of the Iconoclasts and Noito Love 2, and Zoe Quinn, creator of It's Not Okay Cupid. Past Sub Holmes guests, they're my friends now. They were talking about the Dunning-Kruger effect. I think it kind of speaks to the most difficult people that we talk to on the internet. The Dunning-Kruger effect is a cognitive bias in which unskilled individuals suffer from the illusory superiority, mistakenly rating their ability much higher than average. It's when people who they can be really not right and telling us how to do our jobs because they think they're better than we are, telling us to do terrible, terrible things. And out of respect, I try to tell them, "Oh no, I see where you're coming from, but no, I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't reference. I shouldn't write a post saying a guy on NeoGAF claims that Super Mario Galaxy 3 is coming out next week. No, I shouldn't. NeoGAF probably isn't a good source." And then they'll get really angry at me and say I'm doing a terrible job for not doing exactly what they said. That can be frustrating. Yeah, but it's interesting though. I like interacting with the people, regardless.
Well, yeah, I mean,
yeah.
The only level of interaction you have with the readers is the amount you choose to have. You don't have to have a Twitter account. You don't have to read the replies you get. You don't have to look at comments. I choose to have the level of interaction I have, so I wouldn't say I'm, displeased with it. I enjoy most of the interactions I have. There's a price for that, in that if you expose yourself to that, you will get the bad side as well as the good side. But I think the good side is worth the interaction. I mean, if I didn't interact with people, I wouldn't get fun Podtoid Willem Dafoe movie posters from Satobi. And also Justin Baldwin has been doing some amazing ones, and he's been posting them on my Facebook wall. At some point, I'm going to have to collect them all and post them somewhere.
Yeah, on the
I
front
should
page.
check those out. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that'd be a good place for it, yeah. So anyway,
That's, the charm of Destructoid is that we have a huge community interaction, and we really support the community voice, with the blog promotions and the mentions and all that. Like, it's something that really differentiates us. I'm sure, there's a lot bad to it, but there's plenty more good with it as well. And it's something the good stuff is a perfect example of PAX, which is when you actually meet up with these people, and we just all have a good time and just fucking hang out and talk about video games.
Yeah, there's an instant family vibe when you meet people at PAX, and it's to know that they know who I am and like me already makes it so much easier to feel comfortable and be myself and get to know them. And I wish I could spend more time with people at PAX. I'm always working, but when I'm actually at the show, I have a great time. It's weirder. The more popular we all get, the more people come out, at least towards me, and just want to take me down in order to feel better about themselves because they see me as someone who's established in the industry, and if they prove they're better than me, then they'll feel like they're a better whatever
They
video
basically
game press member.
They approach it the same way that Jonathan Holmes, when he was Bane, approached Conrad Zimmerman when he was Batman.
Yeah. And I don't like having people trying to break my back because I just feel like I'm a regular dude. It's always a strange surprise when people think it's a trophy to like take me out in an argument or something. I could do with less of that, certainly, but it's certainly worth it to have those kind of interactions.
It's weird. I've had people celebrate my defeat vicariously through others.
Exactly.
I've just having a discussion with another writer on Twitter. Before, once or twice, just discussions. There wasn't even an argument, and then I find out later that people were watching and rooting and cheering as I was demolished when I thought I was just talking to someone. It's weird the level of serious and the conflict that people put in there. It's strange, but it's interesting and fascinating at the same time.
It's weird how in video games in general, like these people latch on to these consoles or their favorite games, and like they think of them as their child, and when their child, so to speak, is getting like shit talked, they just want to defend it with their lives. But
the irrationalness.
It's video games.
Sure, it's not you that we're talking about. We're just sharing our opinion about a thing and some stuff. Yeah, but the good far outweighs the bad, I think. Wow, there's so many questions. I don't even know what to do with these questions. Where's the Captain Rainbow fan translation? Asks Steve. I don't know why he's asking me. I think it's coming out soon, Steve. I'll look into it for you. You guys know about Captain Rainbow? It's a good game.
Yeah, that always looked fun.
Yeah, I've got it. I bought it, but I can't really enjoy it to the degree I want to because a lot of the jokes are in the language. A lot of people are asking for the unintentionally sarcastic sounding old man. That's surprising. I forgot that was even a thing, really. And specifically Kirsten McElroy, who sent me, hopefully I said your name right, Kirsten. She's in the UK. She bought me that Fatal Frame and also Pandora's Tower, sent them to me. I paid her for them, but still, she wrapped them up and made me a little smiley face sign. She's specifically asking me to do the unintentionally sarcastic sounding old man just for her, so I guess I should.
What would these unintentionally sarcastic old man sound like if he was Bane in The Dark Knight Rises?
While getting his ass licked.
Oh, Mr. Batman! Yeah, you're real threatening, strong, muscular body, but I'm gonna take you out with my muscles. Crush your back. Put you in prison. Then I'll touch your chest and tell you that you're gonna watch the city burn.
Oh dear.
Sorry, I just wanted to do that. Anyway, yeah, I tried. I haven't done that in a long time. I'll work on it. Should we do more questions? How many more questions do you guys want?
Let's do a couple. It's getting the sun's now directly in front of the house and burning me.
Sorry.
Cooking me in my office like a fat pig.
Sophia, who is at @slimegirl_ on Twitter, she's neat. Asks, any video games you feel completely embarrassed about loving so much? That's a tough question. I don't get embarrassed about loving video games, but I do know that other people are going to negatively judge me for my taste in things all the time. So sometimes, to avoid conflict, I just don't say that I love Pokemon. But if I say I love Pokemon in a group of 50-year-olds, they all think I'm a child molester. But I do. I love Pokemon. It's got nothing to do with child molesting. It's just a neat game. Yeah, so when I'm around non-gamers, it's embarrassing to say I like Mario, Pokemon, just about any video game other than Tetris or Angry Birds. And then when I'm around people who consider themselves gamers, then I'm embarrassed about all this other stuff that I like because that doesn't fit their idea of what people should like and not
I know
like.
how you feel. When I tell people that I'm a child molester, they think I play Pokemon, which is a bit shameful.
I really scared some people at Pokemon events just by being a adult male.
Well, you should have pulled your pants up, in fairness.
My pants were... I was with my girlfriend, who is now my wife. Just wanted to get a Celebi at the mall, just on my Game Boy thing, because I like Celebi. It's a cute little design there. And I'm sitting there and sitting in line, and then Mom's just come up to me like, what are you doing here? Don't touch my boy! Leave us alone!
Is that what happened?
Pretty much. I'm exaggerating a little bit for effect, but yeah, there was...
Is that why you were there with your girlfriend, for like proof that you were okay?
It was a little bit... I mean, she wanted to come, but I didn't say it, but I felt relieved that she was there, because it made me look a little bit less. I was just...
I tell you what you should have done.
Yes.
She should have been dressed in a nurse's uniform, and you should have had like a name plastic bracelet around your wrist, and then everyone would have understood.
What would the plastic bracelet?
Well, they would think that you were like touched in the head.
Oh, then that's okay.
Yeah, then they'd be ashamed to judge, because then they'd be like, "Oh my God, he's a special. Everyone be quiet."
Huh.
And you'd have the power. Like the power would be back in your. They'd all be saying, "Don't say the R word. Don't say the R word," and you will have the balance of power, like in your favor.
That is an interesting way to flip the norms there,
Yeah.
Jim.
Oh yeah, and you'd actually be able to shove some of the kids as well. And they wouldn't be able to say anything because they'd say, oh my God, it's an R word. We've got to keep quiet. We've got to look at the ground and not stare.
I wonder if that would work. It's been a while since I've been out in the streets or in the big malls with people who suffer from mental retardation. I can't remember how that goes over.
Mental R-word-dation.
We're getting so many questions. They won't stop.
Oh.
I think this is just for me, but maybe it's for everybody. Why do you sometimes sound so mean on Twitter while being so nice on podcast?
Yeah, that's definitely you.
Do I sound mean on Twitter, guys?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
It's more that you sound nice on the podcast.
Yeah, I think that it's harder to sound nice on Twitter because there's no sound, there's no vocal inflection.
It's not only is it text, it's also 140 characters, so you've got to be very terse and very blunt.
I don't think I call people names on Twitter or anything, though.
I don't think you come across as mean, more just sharp in your argument.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that on Twitter, people are more likely to get the feeling that I'm annoyed with them, but I'm really not. If I could make my Twitters all go, it's okay at the end. It's just like a vocal inflection to know that when I say The Dark Knight Returns wasn't that good, I'm not saying it like you're a bad person for liking it. It's just, didn't think it was that good.
I think reading text without injecting emotion into it is a skill. It's something you kind of have to learn to do. It's very easy to just sort of project what you expect people are saying based on the words and be wrong. It's very easy to be wrong about that.
So the skill is not in what I write, but in other people's ability.
Mind you, I think there can be a skill in getting what you want emotionally across in your writing as well.
Absolutely.
I think it's certainly challenging, especially on Twitter.
Yeah, but for the people who are poor at conveying that effectively, and I'm not necessarily saying that you are, but there is something to be said for when you're reading something that's a communication in text on the internet, remember that you can't tell any vocal inflection from this. You can't tell what might be sarcasm or could be said in, there's a whole lot of ways. So just give people the benefit of the doubt, I guess is the thing I'm suggesting.
Yeah, if you feel yourself getting upset about something you read on Twitter, try to become aware of that and get rid of that angry feeling before, unless someone just calls you a bastard or something, then sure.
Yeah, that's different. There's certainly. But if you, on reading again and you think, maybe they could have meant something else. Maybe they did.
Yeah, indeed.
Maybe some clarification is in order.
That's some good advice. Thanks, Conrad. I'll take it. And then Kyle S. Osefrakrat, who I'm going to try to make his wedding invitations. He asked me to make, pixel art wedding invitations for him for next year, but I suck at pixel art. I don't know if I can do it. Anyway, he's a great guy. And he says, what do you think a Destructoid Con / Expo would look like? Also
a
possibly
giant
named
fucking mess.
It would be invisible. It would be invisible. We're going to hold it out in the middle of the White Sands Desert. It's going to happen September 13th of this year. Just go on out there. If you can't see all of the stuff and us, that's okay. It's there.
Wow.
We're just invisible.
People might go now. I think it would be... not to knock the Penny Arcade guys, but... they made an expo out of a comic strip, and there's no real connection there, but they just harnessed a community. I've often thought, I wonder if we could do that too. It would be great if we could. I think it would be, the way I would want it to be is like Penny Arcade, except just freer and stranger. Whatever that means.
It would just be about 15 people watching Superman 3 at the nearest person's house.
Well, we do NARPs all the time in the community, which are kind of our own little expos. But it would be good to do a full-scale, huge thing. That would be fun.
To fully explain NARPs, too, it's NARPs are just a short name for community people actually meeting up in real life. There's, actual, city-based groups. There's a group in Los Angeles, San Francisco, New York, England, several other places.
Are you in kitty litter right now?
Me?
Yeah, it sounded like you were covering your poops with the kitty litter with scratching on them.
Do I sound better?
Yeah, you sound awesome now.
Okay, that was weird. Well, anyways, it's just a way of people meeting up in real life, and we do a big one at PAX and at MagFest as well. We have talked internally about doing Destructoid-Con, but I think
it's a massive undertaking, and it's the
just
sort
the
of
money
thing
alone.
The money and the logistics and the insurance. And all of the little details. We're not even staffed in a way that something like that could be executed. So
not yet, anyway. Who knows?
I think it would be a cool thing to do someday, but it's not something that I'm looking and seeing on the horizon anywhere.
Sure, and we have some good ideas of how to differentiate ourselves from the other gaming conventions where it would actually be, I don't want to say worth it, because all these ones are actually worth it, but it will be a little more special, a little more unique in the approach, and it's something I'm noticing a lot of people are starting to kind of throw their hats into. Red versus Blue, or Rooster Teeth rather, they just held their second game convention. Last year, I think they saw I don't know, maybe I want to say less than 1,000 people. This year, they saw 4,000 people, and really? I think that's largely thanks to packs selling out within 6 hours, the lack of BlizzCon this year, and I don't know, maybe Halo 4.
Wasn't it going on? It was going on during Evo, though, wasn't it, this year? Rooster Teeth thing?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, and they still managed to grow their numbers, even though so many people just wanted to stay home and watch Evo. It was pretty impressive. I was happy for them.
You know, there's a different audience, different crowd there. But even Evo itself is a great example as well. That's doing better every year. They had. I was watching the stream when it hit like I think almost 100,000. Consecutive watchers or whatever.
That's a fantastic point. I mean, it's just I have to wonder at what point. I mean, even just schedule-wise, like how many more events can be crammed into a year?
Yeah.
Right. It's almost like Kickstarter now, where everyone just wants to jump on that, and I'm sure a lot of them will die off. But I hope that Rooster Teeth.
Funnily enough, the Escapist is doing one.
Oh, really?
I don't want to be the guy who shits in the popcorn or anything, but
I guess that's my job. Oh.
Now, I'm curious as to how the Escapist is going to pull one off, especially in North Carolina. It's a weird one.
Are you going to be in it, Jim?
I've agreed to go.
Awesome.
If any Podtoid listeners are in North Carolina, you know, I'm curious as to how that'll work. Yahtzee will be there. That's who everyone's going to see. I haven't agreed to do anything of value there. I'll just wander around because everyone will be there to see Yahtzee. So yeah, that'll be strange.
Could be fun.
Yeah, that's September 14th, I think.
Oh, coming up soon.
Yeah.
And then your PAX Prime is when again?
August 29th to September 1st.
Oh man, you're going to be all conned out, Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in between them is Elton John, which I'll be seeing.
That comes as a surprise.
Really? You're going to go see Elton John? Are you serious?
Yeah, he's coming to Mississippi.
Oh my god, I'm so envious.
He's a showman.
Oh, I'd love to see Elton John.
Yeah, that's on September 11th. He'll be here.
Weird.
September 11th in Jackson, Mississippi. Elton John. And I think he's going to make me his heir there. I'm fairly certain he's going to, at some point, just say, you know who you are, come on up the stage and take over. And he'll leave the stage, I'll sit down at the piano, I'll start playing, and no one will ever see Elton John again. But I will be the new Elton John.
As long as that means that I get to borrow the Tommy boots from time to time.
You can borrow the Tommy boots, and Jonathan Holmes will be my David Furnish.
Who's that, the songwriter or the lover? Man?
Don't worry about it.
You are more like Elton John than everyone else in Mississippi. Just every other person.
I am the Elton John of Mississippi.
By far. I think that's established. I can't help but want to answer this question. Justabobo, he's at Justabobo on Twitter, asks, thoughts on Total Recall, RoboCop, and Starship Troopers remakes? I know it's not video game related, but I think the Total Recall remake looks okay. I was shocked.
It does look okay.
It looks like Deus Ex Human Revolution, but...
That's fine.
Yeah, I'm alright with that.
I'm on board with it. I'll give it a chance. I am very exhausted by the amount of reboots and remakes. I mean, it's reached fast.
The trailer looked like the trailer for the first Total Recall.
Pretty much, but that Harold's in it, from Harold and Kumar. He's got blonde hair now and a tattoo. I wouldn't see that.
It is at least more in line with the book, too. Unlike Arnold's take, which, you know, they went to Mars and everything, which doesn't happen in the books.
Yeah, it's more of a... It also gave me kind of a Bourne feeling. Jason Bourne.
Sure.
Like, you don't know... Yeah. You're not who you think you are. He's got all these super badass skills.
Hamza, I didn't know you were such a fan of Dick.
I love Dick.
That's okay, Hamza. It's good. It's good to love it.
Thank you.
Total Recall, RoboCop, and Starship Troopers are all Paul Verhoeven movies, though, and that... I almost think it's okay to remake a Paul Verhoeven movie, because when I watch a Paul Verhoeven movie, it's like, I'm not really watching this for what the writer came up with. I'm watching it for the Verhoeven-ness. So those stories may actually come across without me being totally enraptured by the Verhoeven style, if they're just kind of given
to see Starship Troopers. Starship Troopers has me curious, because the the book and the Verhoeven film were two very much their own animals, and they're both very interesting in their own way. And is this going to be like a faithful adaptation, or are they two going to go and try and say their own thing about the nature of war using characters, elements, and so forth from Star Trek? It's just, I'm curious to see it. It should be very interesting.
Yeah. If they have any brains, they won't even try to do the Verhoeven kind of parody of American culture and American war fascination.
That said, I hope they don't do another dark, gritty, it's...
War is hell.
I want big fucking bugs breaking shit. I've had enough of them being all, serious and having the bugs look all like they were designed by NASA or something. I want big black and yellow knives on legs, cutting people up.
Yeah, I'd watch it. Could be good.
I mean, that's one of my problems, as well as the fact that Hollywood is creatively bankrupt and remaking everything, is they're all remaking it the same way. It's all going down this... Even from The Amazing Spider-Man looks darker than it did, Everything's dark, and it's very similar to the way video games in the big budget arena have gone. I'm tired of it.
Yeah, and you like dark. I like dark stuff sometimes too, but it's when you get... I got sick of cartoon platformers after a while in the 90s. Now I love them because they're a fairly rare thing when a Rayman Origins or something comes out. But when you oversaturate, no matter how great something is, it's exhausting. And I'm burnt out on dark as well. RoboCop, there's already a real RoboCop remake actually called Robo Vampire. You guys should check it out. Yeah, Robo Vampire. A man fights some Shenko, the Chinese ghost from Darkstalkers, some vampires that look exactly like her, and he gets bit, and then they got to rebuild him as RoboCop, and then he lights them on fire with a flamethrower. Check it out; it's on the internet.
Okay.
Robo Vampire.
Dredd looks okay.
Oh yeah, it looks fine.
Yeah, Dredd looks decent. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks alright. I won't see it, but
I'm interested. I like those sort of, this is the defined space of the film. This big building, that's the fixture piece. And so most of the action seems like it's going to take place in there. I like those kinds of die-hard, compact quarters, lots of gunfire. That should be fun.
Yeah. I won't see it in theaters, but I'll see it around, and when it comes on TV in my world, I'll just watch it for sure. Do you want to do one more?
Yeah, let's do one more.
You might not have an opinion about it. It's good old Dan Koopman, who's at Nintendan on Twitter. I post a lot of his videos. He's like the first guy to get weird footage from Nintendo games and put it on YouTube. He asks what we think of retail software coming to the Nintendo eShop. Do you guys care at all? Do you think it's going to change anything or do anything?
No. I'd say it brings them up to speed, but...
I don't expect a whole ton of impact out of it. I mean, you're the one who's so quick to point out how few Wiis are really connected, right? Isn't it
this
a low
3DS.
Connection rate?
Wii is low connection rate. 3DS is the highest out of any Nintendo console. Hans, are you scratching around in the box again?
No, what the fuck?
It just sounds like you're covering your poops.
I'm more likely to buy games digitally at this point, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think I am, because I'm past the point where I'm caring that much about whether or not I ever play a game again after I finish it. And that, for me, is the real reason I have a physical copy that lasts forever and ever and ever.
Right.
Is so that if at any point I have that urge, it strikes. I'm not a sort of... it's not like a collection thing for me. Mm-hmm. I had shelves, and I just said we rearranged all the crap in here. All my games are now in like plain black boxes with labels saying what kind of games are in them. Huh. Because it's not a vanity thing. It's just I have a ton of freaking games.
Yeah. Well, it's different now that it's your job and you live and breathe them pretty much. I still like having physical copies because I want to let people borrow games, and I know that's not what Nintendo wants me to do. They want everyone to just buy their own individuals, but I talk to a lot of people who
don't, so that works. Sure. But I don't. Yeah, I don't have any need to distribute the stuff, and I don't expect I'm going to use it again afterwards. So it doesn't matter if it goes away someday. And then I don't have to figure out how to get rid of it once I realize that I don't care about this thing anymore and need to get rid of it.
So, do you think you'll be getting new Super Mario Brothers 2? And I think the other game is the new brain training game. It's called Onitori.
No,
It's
probably
like
not.
no. So you wouldn't get them anyway, let alone.
I'm not going to get
download
them anyway, but if I were going to buy them, I'm more likely to buy them digitally. And what'll happen is they'll, if they were smart and did sale promotion in there, maybe one day I would buy it on sale. Because I would think that's a value.
Well, they're putting all their other Mario games on sale first. Like Mario Land 2 is going to be on sale to build up to the full-priced digital download version of New Super Mario Brothers 2. So yeah, we'll see how that goes over. I hope they put a ton of Wii games for download on the Wii U, because a lot of people, when Mad World came out and when Muramasa came out and a bunch of good Wii games came out, people said, "Oh, well, I don't want to buy that in a box for $40, but I'd buy it for $12 for my PS3." So now they could do that.
Are there any GameCube games on the Wii store?
Not in the Wii U store, but they said they could do that. They just haven't announced.
I don't see them doing Wii games anytime soon. Yeah. Knowing
That's too
Nintendo, because I mean, it's gonna be backwards compatible, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I see them just sticking with that, and then if anything, they'll finally get GameCube games on there. Not that many people will care for that.
Yeah. Sadly, not too many people. Good GameCube games though. I like them.
Nah, there's a few.
Yeah, Killer 7, Beautiful Joe. They weren't multi-platform, but they came to the GameCube first, I think. I was just thinking about how awesome Beautiful Joe is. That's what I want the Battle Kittens game to be like. I want it to be you're riding this kitten in like a Blaster Master type deal. You guys have played Blaster Master?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And then when you get off the kitten,
Sophia
you go
the
into
Third.
places. Oh yeah, that's right. So replace that with a giant kitten. And then when you get off the kitten, you're a chubby barbarian topless lady doing like Beautiful Joe kick-ass combos and stuff.
Jill
That'd be
of the
awesome.
Jungle.
Jill of the Jungle. But these chicks aren't Jill of the Jungle perfect. They're real slovenly slobs. You can just picture them having a big ham hock in their
So
mouth.
it's a little
chow
National
down.
Geographic action going on.
I guess you could put it that way. But they're adorable. They're super cute.
Yeah.
They're just like kittens, because a giant kitten is cute but can tear you apart. And
Right.
the women are the same way. Yeah. It's pretty fun.
Interesting.
Battle kittens. All right, I guess that's all the questions you guys want to do? You want me to do another one?
Nah, I'm running late.
All right, let's wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up. Jonathan, what are you doing this week that people can look at on the internet?
We're doing Sup Holmes this week, and I wonder who's going to be on. I was just looking at the schedule, and no one actually confirmed. I was going to have the guy who did Oniken, that like weird Fist of the North Star style NES game that just came out that's really hard and really violent, but they never got back to me, so we might not have them. Maybe we can get the Thomas Was Alone guy on. Thomas, his name's Mike. He's real nice. But we'll have someone on Sup Holmes this Sunday, live show, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to talk about video games.
And last weekend,
Sunday,
talk
about it, Conrad. How'd it turn out? I don't know.
It was excellent. It was very, very good. We had Jonathan Blow on Sup Holmes last weekend, and it was interesting. We went long. We let him talk because he's good at that. Actually, it was really funny towards the end. He effectively took over the show for the last 20 minutes.
He was like, "I want to answer every question." I'm like, "Just you talk then. I'm just going to sit back and not do anything." And he answered every question he could. He was really
Of course he did.
Yeah. But that's on iTunes today, and the podcast in general. It's on Zune. It's on RSS. You can go find it.
It's on Zune?
It's on Zune.
That's still a thing.
I didn't know that.
It's still a thing. I bet you could find it on your 360.
Oh,
weird.
Cool.
That would be so weird if people listened to Jonathan Blow and me talking on their Xbox 360 while wearing their Destructoid t-shirt on their Xbox 360 avatar. That would be so weird. Someone do it. Just take a picture of it. Make me feel weird. He likes you, Jim. Everyone you have on the show, that I have on the show, they'll often bring you up and say, "Oh, Jim Sterling. That must be so hard for Jim Sterling. People are so mean to him. They're mean to me too. Jim Sterling's good." He likes you, Jim.
Oh.
like-
I'm weird with Jonathan Blow. He and I have been weird with each other.
He was super hostile to me.
Yeah. Not sexually.
Yeah, no, I know. He was really hostile to me years ago in an email when he didn't know me and I didn't know him. But on the show, we were like, in my mind, we instantly became friends, and I really liked everything he had to say. I didn't agree with everything, but I was interested, and more importantly, he was just a nice, down-to-earth, humble guy, and couldn't take a compliment. I'd say, you seem really smart, and he'd be like, no, I'm not. Not smart. Don't say that. I'm sorry.
He starts harsh. He starts harsh with you, and then once you crack through that harsh exterior, there's someone very personable inside.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to get I've been trying to get Bing to bring up Sup Holmes, and so I just entered it in manually, and it just brings up a whole ton of Barney.
That's weird.
That doesn't make me feel bad.
Well,
Good.
if you tell your Xbox to Bing erectile dysfunction,
Okay.
it's fantastic. There is an ad that comes up and it shows the Leaning Tower of Pisa and it says, "Keep it up."
That is pretty good. Yeah.
Fantastic.
You know who loves Barney is the creator of Adventure Time. He says he wants his next game to be just like the Barney game on the Genesis, where you just like look for a boy and then find him behind a trash can and then dance. Weird, right? Anyway, Jim, what are you up to?
That
this
weird.
week? I guess it's not that weird.
Yeah, I can show him that kind of game. It doesn't have to program anything.
Wow. What are you doing, Jim? What are you doing?
You can check out Jimquisition, which hit escapistmagazine.com this Monday. I'm dressed as a woman in it, which was popular. Might be my new look. That was an interesting video. As we mentioned earlier, there is an article, the top Batman villains we want in the next Rocksteady Arkham sequel. There's some cool stuff in there. I get to talk about Killer Moth. I'll take any opportunity to talk about Killer Moth. I think that's about it. Reviews we got some little reviews going up. It's a bit of a drought. But Ian Bonds has that Racketeer review up, which is worth reading.
Indeed. And you, Hamza? What do you got, Hamza?
Let's see. Tomorrow morning I will have a preview on Dead Space 3. Got some hands-on. Checked out some brand new, never before revealed content. And also, hey, if anyone has any Black Ops 2 related questions, they want to tweet at me. Twitter name is @CTZ. Just go ahead. Keep it multiplayer specific. Besides that, yeah, that's pretty much it for now.
Is it scary, Hamza? Dead Space 3? Is it scary?
The setting I played it in wasn't ideal because it was the press demo. So there's 5 people in there and the lights were up. I didn't have the headphones on or whatever. I mean, it had that feel, but I couldn't tell if it was scary or not.
So they were trying to be scary, at least.
Yeah. I mean, it's keeping that Dead Space mentality.
That gives me some hope. You're scratching around in the box again.
Yeah, I'm hoping to.
You're hoping to scratch around in the box again?
God damn it.
I'm really picturing you in a kitty litter box, just like carrying on a conversation like normal, just scratching around and covering your poops. It's fun to think about.
You belong in that hospital yourself.
Yeah, I have ideas.
Conrad,
Yes.
you got a hangover for us, presumably?
Yes, we're going to be playing some Awesome Knots this weekend. They just got the new DLC update. It's got new characters. It's actually pretty fun. So we're going to do a little local online co-op, maybe get some community players on there playing multiplayer with us. The connection seems to be working a lot better, too. So that game's excellent. Excited about that. Other than that, got news stuff coming. And, I think I'm going to start writing about some indie games that I'm playing. So look for some editorials on those in the near future, because there's some Xbox Live indie games that people should probably be checking out, and I should probably be saying something about them. So I'm going to do that.
Awesome. I look forward to that.
Stupendous. Okay then, until next week, we're more or less done. Feel free to review us on iTunes if you want. That's always nice. There is an app you can get for your Android phone. That's $2. It's on Amazon. Don't get it anywhere else. Does nothing for you, but whatever. That'll do. That'll do quite nicely. See you next week. Bye.
You sounded like a unimpressed 16-year-old girl in California.